大家好，我们是 Van and Zero Girl， 我是 Zero Girl。我和 Van 今天玩的游戏是 2K16， 我选择的队是黄蜂队 ，Van 选择的队是尼克队。
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets playing against the New York Knicks. Checking out New York. They're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Al Jefferson played for several teams in his NBA career, but no matter what uniform he has on, he is a load, a real handful, Kenny.
Well, he can shoot the mid-range, Ernie, and that's probably his biggest asset. And, then he could take you down on the block. That's probably one of his bread and butter moves. I like his jump hook, though.
Greetings, everyone, from Charlotte as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest live from the Time Warner Cable Arena. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today is Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony.
Van 是蓝色球衣的，我是白色球
And
衣
so
的。
off the tip, it's New York. So the New York starting five. Calderon is out there with a Afflalo. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Porzingis in at the four. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. And here's Charlotte. After making it to the playoffs in 2014, the Hornets couldn't repeat the feat in 2015. A slow start probably, Greg, more than anything else did him in.
Really disappointing season coming in with such high expectations, and 33 and 49 just not good enough to get into the playoffs in any season.
Now here's Walker. Here's Jefferson. Rebounded by Anthony.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Lopez dishes to Anthony. On its way from Afflalo for two. Hits the front of the rim and out.
抢到
They
球
are
啦！
0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
That's good from Williams on the assist from Batum. First quarter, just over a minute played. Calderon with it. He's picked up by Walker. Hairston with the steal. And here we go. And Batum kicks to Williams. And the officials call a traveling violation.
Yeah, 2 turnovers already in just the first few minutes. Clearly a bit careless. They need him to refocus.
The Knicks have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Afflalo, the pass to Anthony from about 19 feet. And they'll keep possession. And Afflalo kicks to Calderon. Back to Afflalo. Second chance shot. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
For Charlotte, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Dishes it to Jefferson. And that's going to be a travel.
又走不为例了。
Charlotte on D. When you look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark, they won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player, does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
They get it back. Hairston, another shot, and he sinks the layup.
Just
6比
lazy
0
defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Now here's Anthony. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And speaking of the intangibles for Robin Lopez, He's great at boxing out for rebounds and setting screens offensively. Again, things that there really aren't stats that are kept, but those are ways you can impact the game. And those are the kind of plays that often go overlooked.
It's Jefferson high post. Lopez is there. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played. 2 points, Jose Calderon. And it's the Hornets with the ball. They lead by 4.
And Lopez, or as they like to call him, Rolo, an elite rim protector. Just a really good shot blocker, but he doesn't chase block. He just challenges every shot inside without fouling.
Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. It's stolen by Anthony. Stolen by Walker.
哎呦，球被挡下来了。
Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Lamb is checked in for Charlotte. And New York with a change here, too. Galloway is checked in. Hornets leading by 4. Here's Jefferson. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Anthony. Pass to Seraphin. Uncovered. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
抢到球
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that
哦，被
shot
挡下
when
来
you're wide open?
Here's Walker. Got a
哦，又
piece
被
of
挡
it.
下来。
Galloway. Out of bounds.
被
Charlotte
乱
takes
投就
possession.
出界啦。
And some changes here for the Hornets. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Cody Zeller comes in for
哦，
Marvin
林
Williams.
书豪上场
And it's Jeremy
哦。
Lin in for Kemba Walker. The Knicks also changing it up. It was Amundsen who's checked in for Porzingis. Lance Thomas comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Grant in for Jose Calderon. And the basket by Kaminsky.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Here's Seraphin.
Uh-oh.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
The Knicks shooting their first free throw of the game right now. Last season ended with the Knicks
现在
pretty
被
much
的比数
passing
慢
it
慢
in,
追
but
上。
Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
Now here's Lin.
Yeah.
It's tipped.
球被弄掉了。
And a fast break now for New York. Shot by Seraphin. No good.
抢到球，
Hornets leading by 3. Wide open look. And Lamb with the basket on the assist by Lin. Lamb's got his first basket of the night. New York's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing
被
but
又
going
乱
outside.
投。
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer
Yeah.
beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
He's about right.
打手犯
'Cause I
规。
still can't figure that one out.
No, and I see no birds up there.
No.
And guys, Nicholas Batum is a real greyhound on the floor. The guy's got long strides, runs fast, long and limber. Clarkie, he covers a lot of ground.
Extremely active at both ends of the court, Kevin. Great versatility. He can defend 3 positions, and he's played big minutes for the Blazers.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
哦，丢球没
And
投
guys,
进。
now the NBA has what's called
被
player
再次
tracking.
乱投
I mean, they can show how much
又出
ground
界。
a player can cover over the course of a season. And Nicholas Batum, always amongst the leaders. 2 seasons ago, he was number 1.
Charlotte leading by 6. On the wing, Batum lets it go. Batum with another miss.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And Batum with that slender build, you know, you like his height and length, but he can get pushed around at times. I
打手
think
犯
he
规
can still stand to add some strength.
For New York, they have made their only other free throw attempt today on an earlier trip to the line. Walker's checked in for Lamb. Williams, he's checked in for New York. The free throw drops for Grant.
And Charlotte had a lot of momentum going into last season off that playoff appearance, but they just stumbled out of the gates last season and spent the whole year playing catch-up.
Knicks trail by 3. Here's Williams. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
And it
现在
doesn't
比数
really
只
matter
差1分
who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
Whistle
走步为
blows.
例
If that's going to be a travel. Charlotte making a switch here. Hawes is checked in, and a switch here also for New York. Sasha Vujacic is checked in for Grant. New York shooting down around 24%. Obviously, they've struggled. And for the Hornets, they seemed to get back on track last January, but they faded Clark quickly after that. Were too far behind to make up room and get in the playoffs.
And, you know, they had a rash of injuries, Kevin, and that really did them in. All in all, was a
，Man
season
的比
that
数超过我
just
了，
didn't
12
have
比
any traction for
11。
them because of the injuries.
Charlotte trailing. Batum attacking. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Nice shot by Vujacic. Vujacic has got his second bucket.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Out to the wing. That's a two-pointer from Walker. The basket good off the assist from Lynn.
投
How
进了，
nice
投
was
进了
that?。Walker has tremendous form.
Galloway.
第1节结束，
So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. It's the Knicks. They're up by 1. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter. And before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry this.
It's easy. It's basketball. It's out there having.
You don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Yeah, or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned
第2节开始
than he talks about, and when he says it's easy. It may be for him, but
哎
it
球
sure
被
didn't
弄掉
look easy for the Knicks last season.
捡回来，阻挡犯规哦。
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go
球被阻挡
tonight
下来。
is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see
Not
who's
sure.
on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Knicks, we've got Anthony. Porzingis is out there with Robin Lopez. Then there's Calderon,
个人犯规。
and it's Aflalo in at the 2. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Charlotte.
Jeremy Lamb.
Got a
哎呀
piece of it.
球被弄
It's
掉
stolen by
可恶
Calderon. On the wing of Flello, 18 feet out. It's stolen by Jefferson. To the paint. Here's Hairston. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Hairston's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Charlotte.
我再度
And
领先
taking
1
a quick
分。
look here at the hustle stats for the Hornets.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another thing they've done well,
Hey, yeah.
guys, this
Hold
first
the
half
Thailand.
is challenge shooters and change shots. A bunch of block shots early.
Deflects the pass. Unloads from 9. Connects. The jumper drops.
Man 再次领先1分。
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. That's a two-pointer from Walker, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it, are you kidding me?
Anthony's shot is off.
And guys, you know, last year Marvin Williams signed a big contract, and he did not follow that up with big production. In fact, he tied a career low in terms of his field goal percentage at only 42. And not exactly what the Hornets...
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
The thing about Marvin Williams, we know he doesn't create for others. He doesn't generate a lot of blocks or steals. But, the one thing he does, he can hit the boards, he rebounds well, and he's got a pretty good shot from outside.
Yeah, and last season he didn't have any big numbers, but the ones that were at least respectable
没有
were in
乱
the
投
areas he just mentioned, rebounding and three-point shooting, Kevin.
出界。
Kaminsky is checked in for Williams. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Kevin Serafin is checked in for Robin Lopez.
哎呀，掉球！可恶的家伙！
And now, in transition, it's a Flalo here with...
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
And that last replay courtesy of Dia Kaminsky. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
打手犯
Well, guys,
规。
they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Frank Kaminsky.
One of the more recognizable names in the draft this year from Wisconsin, Frank Kaminsky, mostly because of his play, his terrific play at the college level, Clark.
Player of the year in college basketball, Frank the Tank led the Badgers to a chance at the national championship. They came up short against Duke, but he showed himself to be a leader and a multi-skilled big man.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way.
It's deflected. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Anthony leading the charge. Hairston with the steal.
再次抢
Fast
到
break
球。
now for Charlotte. A shot by Kaminsky. Nobody around. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
And guys, with Kaminsky, he has all the intangibles. Wasn't selected higher because of maybe a lack of athleticism. But this is a kid who is a winner through and through, and I think has a tremendous upside in terms of his NBA future. As soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jump.
And Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. A clean look from that range. He's got to take it. And sometimes people to me look too much at what a player can't do instead of what they can do. Kaminsky has legit height and is extremely skilled as a power forward. Won't blow you away with anything, but I think he'll contribute in the NBA for a long time.
Calderon, New York trailing. Can't get the heave to fall.
哎呀，
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Jefferson. Cody Zeller comes in for Kaminsky. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Hairston. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Walker.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his
打手
presence
犯
felt
规。
around the rim.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And the hope for Jeremy Lin last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but it almost was the opposite in his play.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He'd been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
And talking about Lin last season, he never quite gelled with what they were doing in Los Angeles. Both he and Kobe need the ball to be effective, and I got a feeling you guys know which one of those two is going to get it.
And getting back to Lin, he was actually pretty strong starting out the season. In November, he made 48% of his shots, 37% from downtown. But in April, he only hit 24% from the field and was eventually shut down for the year.
Good on both.
And you guys, he
现在又
was
平手
once
啦。
considered a tweener. But now I think Derek Williams has kind of settled in to that 4 position. Seems to be the best position fit for him at this stage of his career.
Here's Lamb. Can't hit. And New York will come the other way. Outside Williams. Pause with the block.
挡得好，
Tried to step in
阻
and
挡
cut him
犯
off,
规
but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Last year, Williams did find a nice niche playing the 4. Still, his minutes and numbers, Clark, remain low.
Well, it's unfair because he was drafted so high, top 5 when he came out, and I don't think he'll ever live up to that draft position. The highlight dunks are great, but he's got to find other ways to continue to grow.
Both free throws good from Lynn.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And, Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Charlotte in the lead. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. New York's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Thomas goes in. Here's Galloway. And he gets it to go.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Here's Lynn. Amundsen grabs the board. A tight game here in Charlotte. Here's Williams.
哦，灌篮，可恶！现在要平手了。
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
7 seconds left in the first half. Here's Galloway. Pause with the block. And so it's a close game as we wrap up
第二
the
节
first
结
half
束
of
，30
basketball.
比 28。
Hornets lead by 2.
我
And
暂时
time
领
now to go
先，
courtside
黄蜂
as we
暂时
send you
领
over to
先。
Well, Carmelo, some
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game. And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the...
All right, sir. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. We've seen Frank Kaminsky really having a great game.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up
个
when
人
the
犯
double team
规
came.，
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Williams down low with Jefferson. Kemba Walker is out there with Hairston. And it's Batum in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will
球
take
被
it the
拍
other
掉
way.。
And really, just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line. I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on. As the season grew older, more and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
The Hornets shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. Tries from 10. Will not go. This is off the front iron. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds to the Knicks as New York
球
retains
出界，
possession.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Walker against Calderon. Can't hit. Great D that time from Batum.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
From 13. Charlotte no good that time either.
That's not how you want to kick off the second half with 3 straight misses.
Calderon has the open look. A shot goes down. Very quick possession
都
right
平手
there.
啦。
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Walker dishes to Jefferson. And the officials call a traveling violation.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to
走不为
brain
例。
neutral plays like that, guys.
New York calls timeout.
And for Big Al Jefferson, he's been a great player in this league, but he hasn't played on that many great teams, and he's never made an all-star team. Hard to imagine.
The drive by Anthony. He kicks it to Calderon. Here's a follow, and that's going to be a travel.
走不为例。
Sheriff is checked in for New York. For Charlotte, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. And for Al Jefferson, never making an all-star team, he's got the numbers on offense to get him there. People just feel he's probably, what, Clark, one-dimensional?
Well, you know, even though the All-Star game has no defense for the most part, you usually need to play a little bit of D to have a chance to get there.
And stolen by a follow.
传错球。
Porzingis passes to Serafin. And the shot is good.
现在被领先
Serafin's got
32
his
比
second bucket
30。
tonight.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
And a wide open look for Walker. Gets the 3-pointer
三分
to
球
fall. Walker's got 5 now.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Anthony drives in. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the
他
contact.
投
and
篮
they
打
shoot
手
two.
犯规。
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him. But with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
And the Hornets making a change here. Kaminsky's checked in. The Knicks also changing it up. Vujacic comes in for Porzingis. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. No good from Hairston. For New York, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, when we talk about needing a big 3 to compete for a championship, and for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half. And when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day. And that's really what Carmelo did.
Galloway. Hornets with the rebound. Lynn's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Feeds it to Batum. That's good. And the Hornets lead by 2. Here's Galloway. Kicks to Anthony. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. That's good. Anthony's got 7 points in the game.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending it. Terrific screen that time by Walker.
The dish to Vujacic. And he finishes it off with a one-hand jam.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
And the shot is good. 9 points for Frank Kaminsky.
Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence, and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponents' scoring chances.
From 10 feet out, a shot by Williams, no good. Knicks have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Here's Serafin. Batum grabs the miss. Batum's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Whistle blows. That's going to be a travel.
走不
And
为
they'll
力
make。a pair of turnovers for him in just the last few minutes. So he's got to be a little bit more deliberate with the ball out there.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Kaminsky. Cody Zeller comes in for Marvin Williams. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Kemba Walker. The Knicks also changing it up. Lopez, he's checked in for Kevin Seraphin. Thomas comes in for Anthony. And it's Grant in for Sasha Vujacic. New York trailing. And Afflalo kicks to Grant. It's 3-on-3 on the
传球
fast
失
break.
误，所以球又到我手上啦。
Lynn against Grant. Lets it fly. Charlotte no good that time either. The Knicks shooting is leaving something to be desired. Just 36% here in the third quarter. And Afflalo bucket on the assist from Lopez.
又平
Lopez has
手，
got 3 assists in the game. Charlotte has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Lynn dishes to Hawes. And he was fouled in the act of shooting.
投篮打手
Chance it
犯
out for a
规。
3-point play. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put out.
I'm looking over there at Greg. He's enjoying every second of it,
Yes,
Clark.
he is. Me
Listen,
too.
the fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Grant the pass to Calderon. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. Lynn. And released it in time, but it's off the mark.
第3节结束，42比39，黄蜂领先。
Hornets on top. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Knicks trail by 3, and on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Anthony is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Calderon. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Grant in at the 1.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Shot from 16. A nice shot by Lynn.
Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
No good from Grant. Hornets leading by 3.
哎呀，球掉啦！
Lopez with the steal. To the paint. Here's Anthony. That ball is nice speed this time
没有
for
人
Jose
防守，结
Calderon.
果
And
又
it's
被得
9
分
points
啊
for Carmelo Anthony. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. It seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Greg, you think they've been rattled?
They have, Kevin, but that's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
To take the lead. Lays it in without an inch of room around
被
him.
现在超越，
No
就45
resistance
比
on the
40。
inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Charlotte calls timeout.
You know, I thought Charlotte went to their bench as much as most other teams last season. Those guys ate up time for the starters, but weren't nearly efficient scoring the ball as you might want them to be.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. He hasn't been happy with their shot selection. He told them, we're forcing things out there, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, work for the open shot in the flow of our offense. We'll see if they heed that advice, Kevin.
For the Hornets last season, their bench was weak at times. They just couldn't really score that well.
And the Hornets bench was the only bench to shoot under 40% from the floor for the season.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
You know, one other area they're doing well in is steals. I mean, they've knocked the ball loose a number of times and been able to track it down after the fact.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
And as a coach, that's the kind of turnover that drives you nuts.
And, Greg, there's no reason for that turnover to happen. It's just inexcusable.
Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
And guys, they put the defense on the defensive.
被现在打得很顺，
Fans are
所以
really
我现在
getting
是
their money's
49
worth
比
tonight.
44。
What an entertaining ball game.
Up to this point, Greg, it's been almost impossible to separate these teams. I think this one's going to be close all the way.
That's a two-pointer from Walker. Walker missing again.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Lopez kicks to Anthony. Jefferson with the rebound. Jefferson's got his third rebound on the night. They need this. Put on that shot. With that, their Nick lead is cut down now to just 3 in the basket from Hairston.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Lamb. Anthony. That's short off the rim.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Now the feed to Hairston. Lopez with the
哎呀，
block.
球被挡下来了。
Batum against Anthony. Here's Galloway. Williams with the block. They get it back. Here's Lopez. Drilled from 11 feet out. Lopez has got the lead
51
up
比
to 5 now
46
for
被
the
领
Knicks.
先。
Fourth quarter of play and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Outside, Walker passes it to Batum. Anthony with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. From the inbound. And that's going to be too many steps. It's the whistle on the travel.
Yeah, you've got to avoid those kinds of turnovers.
Yeah, mistakes like that derail any team.
The Knicks leading by 5. From 11 feet away, it's rebounded by Charlotte. Hairston's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Here's Walker. Lopez
球又
with
被
the
挡
block.
下来了。
Here's a follow, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses
荷
that
兰打
one.
手犯
Drawing the
规。
whistle and a lot of contact there. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And the second of 2 is good. That increases their lead to 6. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. Right side to Walker. Shoots from the right block. Walker missing again.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Here's Anthony. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
现在
Anthony's got
54比
11 points
46，
here
哇，
in
差
just the
太远
second
了，可
half.
恶！
Charlotte working against the clock now. Here's Walker. Good D by Lopez.
No doubt the quarter just not going his way. Still scoreless.
It's Anthony with the drive. There's the basket and make it a double
现在
digit
56
lead.
比46，差10
Looks
分。
like just playing the last bit
Oh,
of this one
我
out
要疯掉
in。what should be a nice win here for the Knicks.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Well, Kevin, timing and anticipation, they got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum in this one.
You see the contributions
Oh,
from role
Tiana.
players on the team, and what a game it was for Lopez. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Well, the Hornets shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. It's going to take something special for him to make a comeback here.
And the question, Kevin, is do they have the time to do it and the patience? You'd have to say it's a long shot.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Out left to the wing. Here's Porzingis, and he slams it one-handed.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
And the officials call a traveling violation.
I mean, you've got to have more awareness on the floor and not make those kinds of errors.
Yeah, brain fade, brain neutral error, and those will cost you.
We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And so they foul intentionally.
可恶的家伙。
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Jefferson. Oh, look out.
哇
Stuff like that.
那么远，我居然投进3分球，可只剩下最后4秒钟了。
And so it's New York with it, and an intentional foul there stops the clock.
又个人犯规，
Let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws
啊，我
here.
输定了，不甘心。
It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. From deep, Walker cannot hit. So it's New York picking up the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy. This crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
谢谢大家的收看，今天是 Van and Zero Girl 玩的2K16，谢谢大家。